World leaders gathering for the APEC summit in San Francisco this week, and much of the attention will be focused on the highly anticipated meeting between U.S. President Joe Biden and Chinese President Xi Jinping. Chinese state media reports President Xi has left for San Francisco. It will be the first meeting between the two leaders in a year. The White House says they will discuss strengthening communication and managing competition, among other things. Now, let's get more. CNA's Lo Min joins us live from Shanghai. Min, tell us first about how the APEC summit this year is being characterized and even reported by China's state media.
Well, Chinese media has been painting a cautiously optimistic tone ahead of this summit. We know that the Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi has said that China is willing to play a constructive role to ensure a successful APEC meeting. But he also said the road ahead will not be smooth sailing, and a lot hinges upon whether the U.S. shows sufficient sincerity. That said, though, state-linked media has also been drumming up the positive signals coming out of the meeting between Vice Premier He Lifeng and the U.S. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen, where both sides had reached a consensus against decoupling. And look, ahead of this meeting, there has been months of diplomatic activity from both sides of the Pacific. Analysts are saying that shows that both sides are very eager to have a productive summit and to show some deliverables from this meeting. And bear in mind that this is only the second time that President Xi will meet with Biden face-to-face since President Biden took office. And so analysts are saying that this meeting does take place under an atmosphere of mutual suspicion, but Chinese state-linked media has highlighted the importance of this meeting for both sides to get an accurate reading of each other's strategic intentions so as to prevent any differences from spiraling into a conflict.
And on this highly anticipated meeting between these two leaders, as you said, they do want to talk, and that makes for a packed agenda with each country having their own priorities. So what is on the table and how is it all likely to play out?
Front and center for China will be the Taiwan issue. President Xi Jinping likely to underscore that Taiwan is at the very core of China's core interests, perhaps pushing the Biden administration to tone down on their rhetoric on Taiwan and on those arms sales as well. This is particularly significant this year because of the upcoming presidential election in Taiwan taking place in January 2024. And if we do see the current ruling DPP party taking power for another term, that is likely to spell several more years of increased tension between China and the U.S. and Taiwan. And of course, this APEC meeting is also taking place under the shadows of two other wars, one in the Middle East and the other at the Ukraine-Russian border. President Biden likely to push President Xi to use China's leverage over Russia and Iran, which backs the Hamas, to de-escalate both conflicts. And on the economic front, President Biden is likely to raise what the U.S. has said are economic coercion on U.S. firms based on national security grounds, as well as what they say are unlevel playing field due to non-market barriers against foreign firms in China. But then on the other side of the table, Beijing is seeing the U.S. as suppressing China's economy with those sanctions on Chinese companies, export controls, investment restrictions, and tariffs on Chinese goods. So neither side is likely to see eye to eye on this. It's a case where one party's reasonable security measures is being seen by the other side as unfair economic practices. But there are some lower hanging fruits where there could be progress, and that could be cooperation on the climate change front, as well as cooperation to stem the flow of ingredients used to make fentanyl that is being trafficked into the U.S. Both sides have also signaled that they could possibly restart military-to-military dialogue that the U.S. has been asking for, which is critical amid tensions in the South China Sea and the Taiwan Strait.
Well, we shall know soon enough. Looking ahead to that meeting, Lo Min reporting from Shanghai. Thanks.